during the process of the very beginning, we turned all the lights out. The stage is discovered dark and empty. It's how it starts. This is a 2-act play, and Matilda Deering is played by Grace Dowd, and she's a spinster aunt who lives with and bosses her niece, Alice Deering, that's played by Carol Smirka, and her nephew, Harold Deering, that's played by Randy, and their maid, Annie O'Shane, played by Joyce. It starts with a ne'er-do-well, Bill Worth, coming to the house, and later Archie Clark, Alice's boyfriend, played by Walter Parks. And again, the stage is discovered dark and empty as we begin. And at the very beginning, the stage is going to be totally dark.
And please turn off your cell phone.
Begin.
They're on a timer.
Hold on a minute.
They're on a timer. Hang on.
You got it turned off, right?
Sorry. Hold on a minute, folks. Oh, I also would like to ask that you turn off any cell phones, your beepers, put them on vibrate, and try to control them.
I got mine, I think. Oh, I don't know, I think she left it home.
All right, Ginger. Wait a minute. All right, turn it out. Everybody sit, please.
Randy's coming.
Now I can't do my part because I can't breathe.
Okay, we're going to begin now.
Get your hand off me.
Annie, is that you?
Wasn't in the show. Keep forgetting to put it there.
Annie, is that you?
Oh.
Hello? Throw up your hands or I'll fire. I said this is a go.
It's my first job, mister.
What are you after?
Something to eat.
Are you really hungry?
Am I? I could eat the cheese out of a mousetrap, and if you got a canary, I could eat the seeds too.
There's plenty of food in this house. I hate to see a man go hungry. If food is really what you want, I'll give it to you.
You're all right, boy.
Hold on. How do I know this isn't a trick? I have a mind to put a bullet through you.
In the night?
Cut it out.
What do you mean?
That's a paper cutter you've got there.
Page 7.
Paper cutter you've got there.
Well, it's a sharp one.
You're a sharp one.
Okay. Come on.
Hey, where'd you get that lamp? That's a magic lamp.
It belongs to my father.
Where'd you get it? It came from South America.
Yes, my father brought it down there from there years ago. You been to South America?
Well, pretty near all over, and there's only one place they make lamps like this. That's in Tarabara, Peru.
That's where my father got it.
It's a good luck lamp.
A good luck lamp? I don't know.
You didn't know that? Why, the natives down there believe that when you're in trouble, all you gotta do is light one of these lamps and your troubles disappear. I believe it too. I tried it. I went down to Tarabara, I was out of a job, lit one of these lamps, and what do you think happened?
What happened?
same job, and there.
Oh, I thought it would have summoned up a genie, or at least.
Nah, this ain't one of the real good luck lamps. This is a real good luck lamp. This ain't one of them Aladdin fairy tale things.
You believe that lamp brings good luck? Well, I don't. I never brought me any.
That's because you never lighted it.
That's right. Say, I wonder who put the lamp there on the table. We always kept it in the closet. Good luck, eh? Well, I'll put it to the test. Hand it over. I'll light it.
You won't have to fight me, boy. I don't do any crooked work where there's these lamps around. This is where Billy Worth says good night.
You're suspicious, are you? Superstitious, are you?
That's right. And you know what I believe? Good luck will come my way just because I found that lamp.
Wait, I'll get you something to eat before you go.
Well, that's a starter.
First, I'm going to try the lamp and see if it brings me luck.
Oh, you've got about everything a fella could want here. I want to get out. Oh, wait a minute.
No, I'm tied here like a child. Been treated like a kid all my life. I want to get out of here, see the world. I want to travel. I want to go to South America.
Well, why don't you?
Harold!
That's why. Just in a minute. Just a minute, Auntie. My aunt won't let me travel alone, and she won't travel with me till my sister marries. She has control of all the loot.
So she got the key to the cash box, huh?
Yes. Doesn't even let me have cigarette money.
Here, have one.
Will I? Say, my name is Harold Deering.
Mine's Bill Worth.
Say, Billy Worth, tell me about South America. Where's the best place for a man like me to go?
Harold!
Yes, Aunt Matilda.
Are you in the living room?
She's coming. If she finds you here, she'll heaven knows what she'll do. Quick, the window.
I could tell you a lot about South America.
Come back and tell me. My aunt's going out. My sister's going with her. When they've gone, come back. I'll have some supper ready for you.
That was straight goods I gave you about this be my first crooked job.
I believe you. Hurry.
How will I know when your aunt's gone?
The red lamp. As soon as she's gone, I'll light the red lamp and put it here by the window.
For good luck.
Yes, for good luck. When you see the red lamp in the window, you'll know the coast is clear.
And I'll come through the front door and give you some good pointers on South America.
Great.
Harold!
Hurry.
What are you doing?
Nothing at all.
A cigarette you've been smoking against my wishes?
You're gonna let me finish.
Where did you get that cigarette? You needn't answer me. I know Mr. Clark gave it to you.
Archie Clark?
Certainly. You needn't deny it. He's in love with your sister Alice. He has bribed you. What did you promise to do in return for that poisonous weed? Don't perjure yourself. You brought your sister a note from Mr. Clark. I dare say, what was in the note?
But Auntie.
I demand to know the contents of that letter.
There wasn't any letter. Archie didn't give me the cigarette. There. Does that satisfy you?
I'll have to question your sister about this.
Look here, Auntie. I want to go to South America.
South America, Harold. Never let me hear you speak of that wild country again. Those men, those horrible men. Wild characters, rough men. Besides, your sister and I need your protection. Which reminds me, Alice and I are going over to old Mrs. Surratt's for a cup of tea.
Want me to see you over?
No, it's only a step.
You can see Mrs. Tourette's light from the window there. I wish you to remain home and guard the house. Annie will answer the door if anyone calls. Emerson's essays are on the table, and the Bible is there if you'd like to read it.
Oh, I want to get out in the world like Dad, and do something.
There's plenty to do here. Keep a close eye on your sister. Mr. Clark finds some means to communicate with her, in spite of all my precautions.
Why do you object to Archie Clark? I think Alice would be lucky to get him.
It would be a calamity. How could you picture even such a thing?
He's good looking, isn't he?
I've never seen Mr. Clark. I have no desire to see him. He is unsuited to Alice in every way.
Why is he?
A lawyer without a client. He's as poor as a church mouse. Practically penniless. When Alice marries, she will marry a man with a substantial bank account. I'll see to that. Economy is no longer in good taste. Besides, it's very uncomfortable. Mr. Clark is out of the question.
He has a rich uncle.
Who may live for another 20 years and then give his money to an orphan asylum. I don't believe in speculation. Rich uncles are very uncertain quantities. I wonder how old he is. If I could arrange a meeting between him and Alice, they might find a great deal in common. Where are you going, Harold?
To fix something to eat.
Always eating. Tell Annie I wish to speak with her.
Yes, Auntie. Poor Archie.
Alice, are you all ready to go? Well, where's your hat?
I think I won't go out with you, Auntie. I have a headache, and I want to stay at home.
Mrs. Tourette especially wishes to see you.
I don't feel like calling, Auntie.
Well, you have a headache.
I have a headache.
A headache powder will make you feel better at once. I'll get it for you.
Please don't. I don't want to go out. Really, I don't, Auntie.
Nonsense. I'll get the powders. Mrs. Tourette shan't be disappointed if I can help it. I told her I'd bring you over for a cup of tea, and I shall.
You shan't. You shan't. Why haven't I the courage to face her and have it out?
You wanted me, Miss Deary? Where's your aunt?
She'll be back in a moment. Oh, Annie, what shall I do? Aunt Matilda was going to make me go with her and... Oh, Annie, you know.
Is Mr. Clark coming tonight?
Shh, not so loud.
Is Mr. Clark coming tonight?
Yes, I knew Auntie was going over to Mrs. Tourette's. I wrote Archie. I told him to come. I told him as soon as Auntie gone, I'd put the red light in the window so he would be safe. I'm going to use the little red light that Father brought from South America. Where is it? Why, it isn't here.
There it is on the table, Miss Alice.
That's funny. Harold must have taken it out.
So it's to be a signal, is it?
Yes, a signal to bring Archie to the house. And Auntie says I've got to go out with her. Weren't you ever in love, Annie?
I was that.
Then you'll help me?
I will so. Lie down on the couch there, Miss Alice, and I'll rub your poor, aching, throbbing, scheming little head.
Oh, thank you, Annie. You're a dear. Don't mess my hair up. Who were you in love with, Annie?
A fine feller, Miss Alice, but for one failing he had, and couldn't get over it. No, it wasn't drink. That you can cure. But the Roman spirit in a man you can't cure. That was his weakness. He must see the world, and for that he couldn't stay in one place and settle down. It was amongst the natives he must travel, and amongst the indigos and the likes of them. Whilst it was the sad waste of a fine man.
Well, where is he now, Annie?
Among the Chichilians, likely, or the Peristyles. Natives, all of them. He went that way, and I went this, and we lost track of one another.
Well, do you still care for him?
Can I say, if he should turn up and be willing to settle down and looking for someone to settle with,
You'd marry him.
well, I'm not saying I wouldn't. So that red light in the Wendy's to bring your lawyer boy in, is it?
Yep. Shh, here comes Auntie. Rub harder.
Sure, it's not good for you that you should be going out this night, Miss Alice.
Alice, do you feel worse?
No better. If I go out, I'll suffer terribly.
Here, take one of these powders.
I'll take it as soon as I go to my room. Thank you, Auntie. You don't mind if I don't go with you, will you?
Well, Mrs. Tourette will be very disappointed, it's all I can say. But if you suffer, of course, it's best you remain here. Annie will look after you. Mr. Harold will remain at home to watch the house, Annie. I want you to watch him. Yes, Miss dear. If you smell cigarette smoke, investigate at once.
I understand, Miss
That's
Deary.
all, Annie.
The poor boy.
By the way, Alice, does this embryonic lawyer smoke cigarettes?
No.
Strange. Have you received a letter from this impoverished person?
Not a line.
Very good. See that you have no further communication with this presuming pretender. I asked it in your own interest, Alice. I want to see you happily married. I believe in love, but I don't believe in a girl's falling in love with a poor man.
Well, Archie has a rich uncle.
That's the second time today I heard that. Now, if you found the uncle congenial,
Auntie.
I understand then. We'll never mention that nephew again. Now go to your room and take your powder.
Yes, Aunt Matilda. Have a good time and don't hurry home.
Be sure I shall take my time.
Good.
What?
I said, good night, Auntie.
Good night, Alice.
Good night.
Aunt Matilda, what are you doing?
I was looking at the red lamp.
You mustn't do that.
Why not? It's never been lit before, and now it is.
It's never been lit before.
Well, very true, but I had it cleaned and it's as good as new.
But it's haunted. Sort of an Atlantis lamp. I mean, things happen when you light it.
Nothing's happened yet.
But great crickets, they will happen. Look here, Auntie. What are you lighting it for anyway?
I told old Mrs. Tourette I would put it in the window there before I started over, so she'd know when to put the tea water on to boil.
By the window.
There's nothing to laugh at.
You bet there isn't.
Put the lamp on the stand, Harold.
Honest Injun, Aunt Matilda? That lamp is supposed to bring a person good luck.
I don't believe it.
Neither do I.
What are you waiting for? Put the lamp on the stand.
The tea will be done by this time, Auntie.
There's plenty of time. Harold, the lamp.
You told me to put it on the stand.
I didn't tell you to move the stand. Put it by the window. Am I explicit? Put it by the window. Harold, why don't you do as I say?
You said to put the stand by the window.
Now, I did. Now leave the stand where it is and put the lamp on it.
I'll do just as you say, Auntie.
Another terrible accident. It's an automobile accident. The car turned turtle, a man killed on the spot, the victim not identified. Why have you got that plant there?
The plant needs air more than the lamp does.
Remove the plant, leave the lamp, leave the stand. Am I clear?
Perfectly. Bill shan't be torn to pieces.
The car caught fire and burned up. Harold, the lamp's gone out.
So it has.
Close the window. Light the lamp.
Now where are we?
I'm a woman of my word. I told Mrs. Tourette we would show a red light in the window, and I will show it.
And leave this. I will show it.
Meeting adjourned?
No, not yet. I was supposed to close the
Keep the lamp on the
blinds.
stand, Harold.
And leave the stand where it is. Yes, Auntie. Will the automobile recover? I mean, will the man be repaired?
You're nervous, Harold. A case of too much cigarette smoking. I see it plainly.
I wish I could see a case of cigarettes plainly.
Alice!
That lamp! Who put the lamp there? Take it away.
Are you out of your senses?
Oh, it's all right. The blinds are closed.
Shh, don't tell her.
Oh. Open the blinds, Harold. Who closed the blinds?
I'll open them, Auntie. It's a signal from, oh, it's,
Gotta put the light up.
It's a signal for Mrs. Tourette to put the tea water on to boil. Why aren't you in bed, Alice?
I thought you'd gone. I mean, I heard voices down here and I came down to investigate.
Where did you get that necklace and that ring?
I was just trying them on, Auntie.
Are they presents from Mr. Clark? Did Mr. Clark give them to you?
Yes, he did.
He did. I will return them to him. Give them to me at once.
No, Auntie.
At once. How could you consent to receive? How could you consent to receive such presents from a lawyer without clients? They looked real enough, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, who put that lamp out? Don't answer me. Things have come to a pretty pass when I can't keep a light in my own house. Do you object to me having a cup of tea with Mrs. Tourette? Do you, Harold? Don't answer me, not a word. Bring me the lamp and I'll fix it.
Good luck.
Good Lord.
When I cross the room, trip me up.
Trip you up?
Yes, I'll fall and break the lamp.
Fine. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Why do you have such big feet?
Who's big feet?
Children, don't quarrel. It's a small matter after all.
I'm glad you take it sensibly, Aunt Matilda.
Why shouldn't I?
You're a dear.
That was good luck, eh?
Well, good night, Auntie. I'm off to rest this time. Hurry over to Mrs. Tourette's. Good night.
I'll go to see if my supper is ready. I'm glad you take it sensibly, Aunt Matilda.
Why shouldn't I take it sensibly? It's not broken after all. I'll fix it. Now, to give the tea water time to boil.
They boil by now.
The doorbell. Who can that be?
Aunt Matilda, the signal.
You look somebody around the way.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, Annie, don't go to the door. Don't answer the bell, Annie.
It's Mr. Clark. Saints be with us. What'll happen now?
Mr. Clark. So, Alice Dearing, you were expecting Mr. Clark. You have changed your dress to receive him. You had no intention of going to bed.
Oh, I didn't realize that the lamp would still work.
Ah, the red lamp was a signal for Mr. Clark to come to the house. You meant to put it in the window after I had gone. So, Mr. Clark is at the door.
Don't blame Archie, Aunt Matilda. It's all my fault. I asked him to call. I'm to blame.
Return to your room, Alice. I'll save my remarks for Mr. Clark.
Poor Archie.
I'll see that Miss Alice goes to her room, Annie. I will answer the doorbell myself. Harold said that the lamp brought him good luck. Well, this is a piece of good luck.
There, Miss Alice. Perhaps things will come out all right yet.
Right, how can they? Archie's opened the front door and I can't listen.
Come to your room, Miss Alice. I'll wager the lawyer boy is a match for her.
Don't attempt to defend yourself, Mr. Clark. You arranged for a clandestine meeting here this evening. Why, your very clothes condemn you. You wanted to disguise yourself. Didn't you wait for that red light in the window before ringing the bell? Wasn't that a signal to let you know I had left the house?
Yes, it was, but
Not another word. You admit your identity. You confess your guilt. Be seated, please. I have a few words I wish to say to you. Sit down.
yes, ma'am.
Kindly allow me to do the talking. You have disregarded my wishes, my commands, by coming here. And now that you are here, I will tell you exactly what I think of you.
Just a minute.
Be seated.
Yes, ma'am.
I know what you want to say, that you have a rich uncle.
Have I?
But he may live for another 20 years yet, and it is not certain he will leave you his money.
Isn't it?
No, it isn't. There's no use discussing it. Besides, before I say anything further, I wish to give you this.
I can't take that.
You must take it, I insist. My niece has no further use of it.
Hasn't she?
None whatsoever. She wishes you to take it.
Oh, that's real kind of her. I always like to oblige a lady. It's a real beauty.
You will also take this necklace.
Has she any need for that either?
No, not at all. No use.
No, I can't take that too.
You must take it. You have no choice in the matter. I won't listen to a refusal.
Well, if you put it that way. Just look at them sparkles. Is there anything else your niece wants to get rid of?
Not that I know of.
Where's Harold?
Why do you want my nephew?
He was going to give me something.
Money? My nephew was going to give you money? How much has he borrowed from you? Don't explain, just mention the amount. There's no use wasting words over the matter. I will give you a check made out for the entire amount. You will have no excuse to return to this house. It is, what is it, 20, 30, 50, 100?
I'll make it 100.
Payable to?
Payable to bearer.
Can't get $5 out of it.
Certainly. I have no wish to write your name on the check. I will merely state that of all the presumptuous, interfering, unprincipled men I ever met, you are the poorest specimen of the lot. You know the way out. Leave at once, and if you ever return, I shall invoke the aid of the police.
Century. It's the lamp that done that. I wonder what's next.
Is it a ghost I'm seeing? Is it the ghost of Bill Worth?
Annie O'Shane.
Is it really you, Bill?
Is it? This is all because of the lamp. It's working overtime. You never got married, did you, Annie?
Not a bit of it. You never got eat up by the natives, did you, Bill?
Do I look like it? I've seen the world, girl, and I've quit traveling. I'm going to settle down now. That is, if I can get a nice girl I know to settle down with me.
Well, I'm not at all sure you can.
How'd you like to wear this pretty necklace, Annie?
Holy saints. Oh my gosh. It's fit for a duchess. It's too nice for me, Bill.
How'd you like to help me spend this check, Annie? It reads pay to bearer, $100.
Mother of heaven, did you come by these honest, Bill?
Fair and honest.
If you really and truly mean to settle down, Bill Worth, I guess I can get that girl to take you.
Done. You're engaged to me, Annie.
Binding it is. A real diamond, just see the glitter of it.
I'll never live to marry you, Annie, if I don't get something to eat. I'm starving to death.
Starving, are you? Come right along into the kitchen, Bill, and I'll feed you up. Unless you're spoiled your taste to cold pork and pumpkin pie with your eating of peppery native foods.
Cold pork and pumpkin pie. Gee, it would sound like food they made for angels. Lead the way, Annie.
Come along, Bill. Just look at the sparkle of it.
There. I told Alice I gave Mr. Clark the jewels, and he agreed never to return. Who can that be now?
Aunt Matilda, I thought you've gone.
Don't lock the doorway, Harold. I wish to answer the doorbell. Annie is evidently busy.
I'll do it. Let me answer the bell. Wait, Aunt Matilda. It's a friend of mine. I have to confess, a man I befriended, Bill Worth. He's sort of a, but he's sort of, yeah. He's a rough sort of a guy. But he's half hungry, half starved. I told him he'd come to the house, I'd give him something to eat. He's out of a job. We need a gardener, don't we?
It is not nice to ask rough characters into the house, Harold, but your kind heart does you credit. I will admit this man, William Worry, and see that his story is true.
Now, if Billy only behaves himself and doesn't talk about South America, I'll be all right. Here they come.
I remember that you are looking for a position. I understand that you're looking for a position as a gardener. What experience have you had?
Ooh, who put the lamp in the window?
Archie Clark. What are you doing here?
The lamp, a signal for your sister.
Good Lord. Auntie thinks you're a gardener. Let her think so, or we'll never get out of this alive. Don't let her see your clothes.
Ooh.
Where were you last employed, William?
I was employed by the Duke of Salisbury, madam.
The Duke of Salisbury? Splendid. Take your coat off. Make yourself comfortable.
I can't. I don't want you to see my clothes.
Poor fellow. Are they as ragged as all that? How come you came to lose your position with with the Duke? Sorry about that.
You see, it was this way. The Duke wanted me to plant Jack in the pulpits along with black-eyed Susans. I can't do that, Duke, I said. I can't mix up Jacks and Susans like that. It's too scandalous.
Quite right.
He persisted, I refused. He gave me the choice of doing as he wished or leaving his employ. Could I submit to such outrageous proceedings? I could not. I left his employ.
Oh, do you have references?
Unfortunately, I left him at home.
Where is your home?
My home, where the heck is my home?
Don't excite Bill, Auntie. He's nervous, weak.
Of course, he's half starved. I forgot. Harold told me you were hungry. Sit down at the table and help yourself. Don't hesitate. Don't be backward. Eat everything.
Go to it, William. Eat or she'll find we're a fraud.
I've just finished my dinner.
Aren't you hungry?
Hungry's not the word for it, madam.
It's always a pleasure to see a hungry man satisfy his appetite. I will consider employing you, William. My sister has charge of the garden, however. I will ask her to question you concerning your knowledge of bulbs and flowers.
Splendid. The supper, I mean. It's splendid.
I'm glad you like it. Why don't you eat the pie? Don't be bashful about it. Let us see you enjoy the pie.
Yes, let us see you enjoy the pie.
Will your niece see me this evening?
Yes, as soon as you finish your supper.
Then it's worth it. Then it's worth it.
I'll see if my niece is still up.
You're a nice one to make me eat all that cold stuff. But if I see Alice, I won't complain. Suppose Alice gives me away.
Phew, I never thought of that. Don't let her see your face at first. Look out the window, admire the gorgeous heavens.
Oh, good idea. No moon.
This man was in the employ of the Duke of Salisbury, Alice. That's in his favor.
Don't jump.
My
It's
niece-
Archie.
My niece is here to question you.
Don't jump. It's Archie.
Be seated, please. We have a good deal to talk about.
Yes, we have.
One moment. If there's anything that bores me stiff, it's bulbs and flowers. Mrs. Tourette will wonder what's become of me. I will excuse myself and go to Mrs. Tourette's. Alice, Harold, if the gardener is satisfactory, arrange for his return in the morning.
Yes, Auntie. I'm sure Alice will keep him.
Employed by the Duke of Salisbury. That will be something to boast of. But I must go. The tea must be done by this time.
Alice!
Shh. She's gone. Wait a minute.
How can you be so silly, Harold?
Don't make a fool of yourself, Harold.
Hello, Harold.
Oh, we lost Harold again. Want another piece of pie? What's become of Bill Worth? That's what I want to know.
Go sit on the front steps and watch for him.
Choose company, eh? Yes, I'll go out and look for Bill. Let us see you enjoy the pie, William.
Finally. Alice, are you going to let your aunt stand between us forever? Don't you care enough for me to brave her anger?
Archie, isn't your uncle ever gonna die?
I don't believe so. He's off on an automobile trip now. There's no use counting on the old miser's money. My practice is picking up, Alice. We'll have to economize, but we won't starve.
Well, it's Auntie who cares about the money. I think living in a flat would be fun.
Then let's defy your aunt and elope.
Archie!
Right now, tonight. Why not? It's the only way we'll ever get ahead of your aunt.
Are you sure there's no one else you care for?
Of course there's no one else.
I'll do it. It'll serve Aunt Matilda right.
Good for you. We can catch the 9:42. There's no time to waste. Come on, girl.
I'll call Annie to help me pack some clothes. Annie!
I'll get Harold to help us. Oh, Harold! Harold!
Oh, I'm supposed to She's telling Annie. Oh, that's right. Annie!
There's a commercial, I guess.
Help me pack my suitcase, Annie. Where did you get that necklace and that ring?
Sure, ain't they the lovely things, Miss Alice?
That's funny, I bought a string.
A gentleman friend gave them to me. Think of it, Miss Alice, he loves me.
Oh, I wouldn't have believed it possible. Archie!
And they told me.
Oh,
No, I don't need it. Where are they?
32 halfway.
Archie and Alice.
Archie, I'll not elope with you after all. I wouldn't have believed it of you, Archie Clark. Thank goodness I found you out in time.
Found me out? What's happened? What are you wearing that necklace for? That ring? So this is all you care for my presents? You give them to your maid?
I gave them to her? You gave them to her.
I did nothing the sort.
Who gave them to you, Annie?
I did. The old lady made me take them.
Aunt Matilda thought Bill was you, Archie. Don't you see that, Alice?
It's all a mistake, Miss Alice. These are too fine for the likes of me. It's Bill himself I've got back from the natives, Miss Alice, and that's enough.
Archie,
Alice, will you go with me now?
Archie, forgive me. Yes, I've got the courage up. I'll go with you. We'll elope before Auntie gets back. Come, Annie, help me with my things. Hurry.
An elopement, is it? Saints alive.
Here, help me with my coat, Bill. Alice and I can catch the 942 to the city, cross over to Jersey, knock up a justice of the peace, and be married by 11 o'clock. You can do it one way or another. And break the news to her gently, and arm her gently that I'm her new nephew.
Gently? I might as well explode a stick of dynamite gently.
I'm all ready, Archie.
Well, just in time to catch the 942. Come along, come along.
This way.
Oh, Miss Alice, I can't help crying.
Good luck, folks.
Bless you, my children, bless you.
Alice, Harold, where are you?
Aunt Matilda, she's back.
Archie.
She'll never let you see you again.
Oh, Archie, she'll never let me see you again.
Quick, go out the window.
Yeah, we'll make a getaway by the window.
Go out in the hall and stop her, Annie.
Yes, Miss Alice.
I'll hold the doorway.
Can you make it, Alice?
Hannah, watch me.
Don't help my little one.
My dear Mr. Clark, you haven't gone. I'm so glad. Let me be the first to congratulate you. Whoops. I just heard the news at Mrs. Tourette told me you will always be welcome here. I'm delighted that you have found favor in the eyes of my niece. You have, haven't you? I heard an automobile accident. I read of it this evening. The victim has been identified as your uncle. I congratulate you. I condole with you. He's left you his entire fortune, a fabulous amount. I'll call Alice and you shall see her at once. Harold, make Mr. Clark comfortable. Alice! Alice, dear.
What's that? Archie's uncle's dead? Archie's worth a fortune?
Look at here, what's this all about anyway? The old woman says I'm worth a fortune, eh?
A fortune? Oh, Bill.
Annie, in the arms of Mr. Clark. How, is this your devotion to my niece, sir? How dare you put your arms around Mr. Clark's neck? Don't attempt to explain. Oh, Alice, poor, poor Alice. Harold, where's your sister? What's become of Alice?
Brace yourself, Auntie. Alice has just eloped with the gardener.
Eloped with the gardener? Oh, this is too much. Just as the fortune was at hand. Oh, the gardener. I'll never get over this blow.
I'll call them back. Lend a voice, Annie. It's all right now. Alice, Archie, come back.
Miss Alice, Mr. Clark.
The steering, Mr. Clark. Come
Mr.
back.
Clark, come back.
Mr. Clark? And who is this?
They've heard. They're coming.
Who is this man?
A gentleman friend of mine, Miss Deering. His
It-
name...
It's Bill Worth, the man who was hungry and looking for a job. I'm sorry we tricked you, Auntie.
Tricked you, tricked me. Nothing of the sort. Nonsense. I knew it all the time. Don't think you deceived me. Don't ask me to explain.
If you want me to stay here, Miss Deering, you'll have to give Bill here a job, too.
I was merely testing your honesty. I'm satisfied to try you as a gardener.
What's the matter, Harold? Aunt Matilda?
My dear children, Harold called you back to receive your old aunt's blessing.
Your what?
Your blessing?
Certainly, and to break the sad news, Mr. Clark, your uncle was killed in an automobile accident and has left you his entire fortune.
Matilda, you do like Archie.
I think he's a splendid fellow. I admired him from the first. Oh, I pretended to think you were the gardener, Mr. Clark, to test your affection for Alice. I am convinced that you loved her.
Alice.
I guess this check don't belong to me, Miss Deering.
Of course it does. Keep it and keep your mouth shut.
I'll keep both.
It's a bargain, Miss Deering.
Hold on, where do I come in?
As soon as your sister is married, I will take you on a cruise to South America.
Only for you, Aunt Matilda. Get married quick, you two.
Oh, yes, we will. For Harold's sake.
It's the good luck of the lamp that done this. Every bit of it.
Anybody